I really enjoyed my last concept art video, so we're gonna do it again, but a bit different. See, last time I came up with this really intricate illustration that I'd spent a lot of time on. And I kind of feel like the final product, like it was cool, but maybe, you know, a little too detailed for normal Minecraft play. It was kind of more of an experiment than anything else. So this time I went with a much more simplified drawing that I actually did in the back seat of a car on like some road trip somewhere. But my goal is to try to get this crazy shape and bring it into reality on Minecraft. So I kind of started the way I always do by making a sketch of the build, or at least that's what I like to call it. I started off with this pretty standard A-frame type shape and then added the little trapezoidal bit at the end. In front, I started laying out this tubey shape, and the deck off to the side. I have to say I'm extremely disappointed in Twitter for misleading me on how often you can place levers in Minecraft, because I've been seeing them so much recently, and I'm pretty sure it's just a world edit thing because I can't seem to place them in any cool kind of way that they do. I also went in and started adding this really ugly untextured plant wall and kind of trying to figure out the window placement for the orange tube thing, but that was a whole disaster in and of itself. Something I've discovered in the course of trying to get better at building is that I am seemingly incapable of building custom trees. So for now, I kind of just built this little cartoon silhouette, and I'm hoping that'll be enough direction for me later on. I threw in a couple of solar panels to match the sketch, but also to really hammer down the solarpunk vibe. And I got to work on 3D-ifying the little cartoon front we made. I didn't want the back to be exactly the same as the front, so I made sure to bring the trapezoidal part out a little more, and then I will have space for a courtyard and a back entrance. And then I also kind of wrapped the tube around the side. We'll see how that goes later on. So back at the hot dog, I decided to implement a bit of color variation, as well as just kind of moving the thing forward a couple blocks, and messed around with the window designs until I came up with something I liked. I ended up with this little diagonal thing. I don't really know, I just thought it looked cool. For the main part of the house, for now, I was kind of just trying to get something down that I could decorate, because I figured a lot of stuff would change once I was looking at it from the inside and seeing how it connected to other things. I did kind of fidget with the windows a bit to try to use signs to give it a little more of an angle, and then fix up that plant wall. I gave it some dimension with different color blocks, and I also tried this thing where to get like a little bit of a plant that peeked out over the side using a glass pane and then a flower pot and then a sapling on top, which I think kind of had a cool effect. And then I kind of experimented with something else where I wanted to have some cool tones in, but I thought the signs were a little too crazy, so I ended up using some light blue glass paints to just lightly bring in some color. I've had some time to think about Minecraft building while working on this. I think it's really cool that there's lots of different styles and lots of different everything. Like you can really tell who built something by the way that they make decisions. But something that I found myself kind of turning away from is realism. I have, I'm not going to claim to be a perfect builder. I have so much to learn and I have so many issues with my own stuff already. But I think there's something so interesting about making a product that's not just trying to mimic real life, but something that's so specifically Minecrafty or, in a video game. Like, for example, in illustration, you don't always have to make everything as realistic as possible. The brain is good enough at recognizing iconography that, I have this tree silhouette and I'm building it up now, but if I had just left it as the silhouette, everyone would have known it's a tree. So, I don't know, kind of playing into silhouettes, like shapes that catch your attention. Right now, that's really important to me. So starting to wrap up this phase, I kind of started finishing off the hot dog and added some more solar panels, which are subject to change. I also started working on this little tree and I thought it was pretty cute. I thought I was being different and quirky, but then I realized at the end that I literally despise where it is in the house. So I'm gonna try to build it block by block in a different location later on. So you'll see that tree again. Okay, wrap up these shots because honestly the next section is going to take so much time that I'm ready to just get started. Don't worry, my time, not yours. Yes, environment. Okay, let's get going. So I decided to bring this into an art program just so I can kind of figure out where I want to go next. I kind of envisioned solarpunk as desert oasis, so I came up with this big rock formation with waterfalls and shrubbery and stuff. So that's what we're going for, but that also means that I'm about to spend hours building a massive rock formation. So let's get started. So all of this kind of haphazard block placing was me sort of trying to lay out the base of everything. I knew kind of the most important thing was to get that shape down and then the general height of everything, and then from there I could kind of just fill in the rest. I decided to go for a little bit of a crazier color palette for this. I could have just done grays, but since I don't like to use shaders or anything, and I really wanted to get a sunlight effect, I kind of figured the best way was to build that into it. So I'm going from yellow terracotta as the brightest point, that's like where the sunlight would be directly hitting this, and then kind of transitioning from that into the duller, darker terracottas. And then for the ground, I am doing a similar effect, making sure that in shadow it is the, I think it's the cyan terracotta, and then I don't know, the beigey one. I can't remember which one's which off the top of my head. Even though the main flooring is going to be brown mushroom blocks and mud. So just kind of trying to give the implication of a shadow without actually having to deal with exploding my Mac trying to run a shader. Okay, this color palette is both kind of amazing and really stupid. Like it's so simple. Like, I don't know, something about it just feels like the equivalent of drawing with Crayola markers, but in Minecraft, and I love it. I did notice though, when I was going back to edit the previous clips together, I was trying to explain my thought process, and I can't tell if that was helpful at all. I like seeing the beginning versus the end. I feel like my vision was only clear to me, but we got there. So now it's time to just keep trucking along. Yeah, I didn't truck along. As far as I can tell, last time I worked on this was July 8th, 2024, and today it is April 2nd, 2025. So it's, you know, it's been a while. But I wasn't really ready to give up on this. I mean, even though it had been so long and it's not like anyone knew about this, like it was just kind of a me thing. I just felt like with everything going on in grad school, I just missed sitting down and playing Minecraft and just hanging out, like even though it's just by myself. It's just really relaxing. So yeah, I just wanted to say, like, going forward, this is literally me a year in the future, trying to continue off the same build. I definitely have different tastes now, and this whole thing just looks kind of messy to me, which I like I said a second ago, like I do still think it has a very cool kind of like crafty look to it. Like it looks like it was made out of clay or something, like oven dry clay, and I do like that. So I don't want to change that, but it is important for me I want to make the building stand out a little more. That's why I decided to kind of consolidate everything I have left to do into a series of lists. And once we're finished with everything on that list, we're just gonna call this build done, and I'm gonna post it and get it off my chest, and everyone will love it, and life will be great, and etc, etc.
Okay, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's really it. I mean, I kind of said everything I needed to over the past few minutes, but yeah, now that I'm fully a year in the future, I guess I can give my verdict on this. I actually like it. I feel like always, I'm always just shitting on myself for the whole process, and then once I get to the end, especially once I've had some time to think, I'm like, actually, yeah, that's pretty good. Honestly, this whole one-way conversation thing is extremely weird for me, so please let me know what you think in the comments. I will see you next time, because there is a next time, because I've already planned and edited a video of me and my best friend getting drunk and playing Minecraft. I'll see you then.